Alright, good afternoon to you. Welcome back to Shaving with Fuzzy. I'm Fuzzy. How y'all? Sorry it's been so long since we had a video, but things have been hectic. These 75, 76-hour weeks keep old Fuzzy rolling pretty good. I'm getting a little old, and it's just been crazy busy. So now we got Hurricane Delta that's going in over on the west side of the state, but we're still going to get, it's a big storm, and we're still going to get some tropical storm type weather with the rain and some winds and stuff like that. Shouldn't be bad, but it could cause some flooding issues and things of this nature. So we're bringing a storm crew in this afternoon. It's about 10 minutes to 1. I got to be at work about 2 we're going to bring the storm crew in. That way if the people that are going home would normally go home this afternoon or this evening don't have to be in bad weather going home. And if need be, we'll be there to stay over in the morning, although I don't really see that happening, but you never really know. So anyway, it is OC Timber for Open Comb, and I missed my Williams Wednesday shave video. I did a shave, but I missed the video. So we're going to kind of make up for that. We're going to do everything, and I was looking, and there were a couple of people that for the Open Comb part were using MicroMatics. And I like MicroMatics. It's always a good day for a MicroMatic. So we're going to slap a braid in the old MicroMatic. Now you notice I didn't say Open Comb MicroMatic. The MicroMatics are Open Comb. Then you have the clog proof, then you have the guiding eye or the flying wing, whichever. And so when you just say MicroMatic, it is Open Comb. All right, enough said there. So I'm going to use this blade. It's got a bunch of shaves on it, but it should do really good. It shouldn't be an issue. We're going to use the Williams shave stick because, I have one and probably you don't. And not that I'm bragging or anything. So I've got really good friends. That was another thing that came from a friend of mine. So another little thing. You'll notice, Fuzzy wears glasses off and on and stuff. Well, Fuzzy wears contacts. And even though I'm still in the over 40, now I'm in the over 50 club. So we need a little help with the reading stuff. So your reading glasses. So the other day I was running around. I've been looking for a pair of these. And I found the ones that go in the little metal tube. Because I'm world famous for dropping them, stepping on them, leaving them where the dogs chew them up. Things of that nature. So normally I go to Dollar Tree and I buy $1 pair of reading glasses, and they work just fine. And when I break them or whatever, I'm out $1. These were like $10. But anyway, hopefully I can keep up with them better. But they're a nice slim design, so I can wear them like the old grainy glasses. What'd you say? Yeah, anyway, I'll do that anyhow. And there we go. So let's grab a rag down here. The prop boy almost did a really good job. He had a rag close, even if it wasn't actually on the sink. Getting better, I guess. And we'll get some prep done here. Oh boy, going to be a long night. 16 hours at a dead gate. I do believe I'm taking my laptop with me to watch a couple of movies. Normally that's not allowed, but during a storm, maybe I can get away with it without anybody yelling too loud. Sometimes my boss just watches the video. If you're watching the video, I didn't mean that. I'm really not going to do it. Don't bother watching the camera. All right, here we go. We're going to get our shave stick going. I am a fan of shave sticks, I'm telling you. I don't use them as much as I ought to because I got so much stuff to use. But if I didn't have anything but shave sticks, it'd be great. If I didn't have anything but vintage Williams shave sticks, that would be okay too. I wouldn't have an issue. You just kind of have to learn to judge when you got enough soap on by using them. I've heard people say they don't like using shave sticks, they don't like rubbing soap on their face, and it's like you're going to rub a brush on your face. Is there a real big difference between rubbing a soap stick on your face and rubbing a brush on your face? I don't think so. And we're going to use the old cheap Chinese Badger. I seem to use that a lot. Now, you'll notice the picture may actually be a little bit better quality today because I normally use a Samsung Galaxy that I had before. It's no longer, attached to my cell service because I was given an iPhone. And I started using the iPhone for whatever reason. Oh, it's got a bigger screen. I can see it better. It was a bigger screen. Not that it's particularly a better phone or anything. But you may notice a little better quality because I'm actually having to use the iPhone to do the video because I let the Samsung run down without recharging it. It happens. But the drawback of that is I'm not exactly sure when this video will get uploaded because it takes for friggin' ever to upload a video with the iPhone. Whereas with the Samsung, it takes 15 minutes. With the iPhone, it sometimes wants to take an hour. Go figure. But anyhow, you'll notice the Williams does a really good job lathering up with the little old brush, and we just keep adding a little water along, just barely dipping the tips of the brush in the water. Get the tips good and wet. Okay, maybe I shouldn't say barely dip because people take you so literal these days. Just dip the tip of the brush in. You ain't got to submerge the whole brush because then you get a whole lot of extra water. You don't need all that extra water. I know people holler all the time, oh, Williams, you add a bunch of water and you beat it like a rented mule. And yeah, well, it just gets on my nerves. I know, can y'all believe something gets on my nerves? Anyway, here we go. In the MicroMatic, the instructions always said run flat on the skin. That's pretty much what I do. It's pretty close to flat. And it works really well that way for me. No problems. The MicroMatic is not the monster people make it out to be. Now, when I had started shaving first, and the MicroMatic was the razor that actually got me into single edge shaving, I would have agreed that they're a monster. But if you don't know what you're doing and you don't have good technique, the MicroMatic is one of the ones that will teach you you don't have good technique. And until you develop that technique, I guess it can be a monster. Well, I know it can. Because like I said, I used to say the MicroMatic was a monster. Once you get your technique down, it's just another razor. Razor to razor, blade to blade. Now, it's a very efficient razor. But remember, don't simply equate open comb with aggressive and a big, bad, mean razor. It's not true. The comb is just a, another part of the razor. Comb is not what does cut your hair. Blade is. Razors that have more blade gap feel more aggressive. That's one of the things. Gap, exposure, whatever. Now, let me make a point about something that irritated me the other day. I saw a post somewhere sometime in the past talking about how a razor was more aggressive and everything because the cap was cut back so that you had more of the top of the blade exposing. Might I say and if I'm stepping on someone's toes I apologize because I don't remember who posted the thing. Taking the cap and cutting it back is not going to make the razor aggressive. Think about that for a minute. All we're doing is talking about you don't use the cap anyway. I know it says run flat on the face, so you're running at a shallow angle, but still, you can do that without a cap being on because we have, the old lather catchers that don't have caps on them, and still you run them nice and flat and everything works good. How much the top of the blade is exposed is not going to have anything to do with your razor aggressiveness. That's just as funny as the guy that talked about how he liked the little cornrows that the open comb razors make. That's why he liked open comb razors. Now, that case, it was quite obvious that the guy didn't know what he was talking about and was just trying to get in a conversation and look like he knew what was going on. Probably, at some point in our life, all of us have been guilty of trying to sound like we know about to get into a conversation. People who know what they're talking about can generally pick this out. And then it's up to them to decide if they're going to play along and be friendly or if they're going to knock you off your soapbox and tell you have no clue what you're talking about. I tend to vary depending on the situation. That's where the term horse feathers comes from, by the way. Is when somebody starts running their mouth about something they have no idea about. Horse feathers. So anyway, I'm sure we've all run into people like that. I'm sure we've all been people like that. I've been on both sides of that. I'm sure in my lifetime. But as I got older, I try not to be that guy. There's other guys I am, but I try not to be that guy. Just trying to get into a conversation, but I act like I know what I'm talking about. I try not to be that guy. Well, there we go. 2 good passes. We did our with the grain and our across the grain, which is what we do. There's absolutely, positively, without a doubt, no need to go against the grain and risk the extra irritation just because we want to think we have a BBS shave that's going to go away in a couple hours because it's all going to be back. Sandpaper. If you want to do that, pucker up Buttercup. Have at it. However, I don't. Now we'll get a little witch hazel on here. If you do happen to get a little irritation or something, the witch hazel is good for that. Makes your face feel good. This is Dickerson's witch hazel. I don't spend the extra money for the Thayer's that smells nice and the 100% witch hazel. I think it should have a little alcohol in it. You know, but it needs a haircut too. I'm aware of it. It's on the list. We'll go back and clean up under our neck here like we normally do, and around in front of the ears. That's another area that we normally need to do a little cleanup. We'll feel around the goatee. Yep, what I thought. For some reason here lately, this side of this goatee, if I'm not careful, I'm going to miss a little bit. It's going to be rough. Well, there we go. That's all there is to it. MicroMatic shave with vintage Williams shave stick. No blood, no muss, no fuss, no horse feathers. Alrighty. Now, I'm in a Stetson mood this afternoon. I don't know why I'm in a Stetson mood. My mom always loved though when I'd wear Stetson. And it was always good. So y'all may be noticing Hurricane Delta is going to go back pretty much the same path that what was it, Wilma went here a while back when she beat my sister's place up. So my sister packed up the trailer and they went to Texas for a couple of days or till sometime tomorrow when the weather moves too. It's going to be a fast moving system. So if anybody was wondering, yeah, they moved on, and hopefully the storm doesn't beat things up. They're already beat up because they had started the remediation and started getting things back in order. But this one's going to be a Cat 2, looks like, and that's still nothing to sneeze at, but it's not as big and bad as that 4 that came through. So hopefully everything will be okay, sis. We'll talk to you later. So everybody, there we go. I got to get ready for work because somehow or the other I've managed to get up early and ended up I got to be in a hurry to get to work on time. Go figure. But everything's packed, so it ain't no big deal. We'll see you later. Look, if you're on the way of this weather, hunker down, whatever you need to do. Watch out for the flooding if you're around areas that are prone to flood and everything like that. And whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, happy shaves to you.